Okay, folks. This is update from my Journey Out of Debt series. Just me vlogging about my work on getting out of debt, paying off all the debts I owe, and I'm closing in on having my car paid off. Kind of calculating how much I'll be getting on the next paycheck, and then after that, looking at it going, okay, I think I should have this paid off by the end of the year. Now, I sort of figured that I would probably have to pull some money off a credit card temporarily, and then have to spend some time next year paying off the credit card, zeroing that out, and that has been the case. It's not something I would recommend for folks to do out there, but given that I'm in the situation that I'm in, where I can do that, I have the possibility of that, and in addition to paying off the car, I can, throw 200, 300, or maybe more at the credit card, and, be already zeroing that out while I pay off the car. And I've been able to do that, but I've just kind of been really obsessed with just getting that car paid off by the end of the year, and being willing to do certain things like that. Because with some of these debts, I know that once I pay them off, there's no real way they're going to be coming back, unless in one form or another, unless, like, let's say student loans, if I had to take on more of them for whatever reason, which I'm planning on the future avoiding, wanting to cash flow, paying for classes, that sort of thing. Or if, God forbid, I had to get a new car and I couldn't just buy a used car, for cash, I might have another car loan in the future, but if I get these things paid off, right now, I know with credit cards that may be sort of a recurring sort of thing in the near future, for whatever reason, wanting to keep the accounts open, but also keep the balances low or zero, and therefore having to, to rack up some charges on some of them, or just not having the cash available right then and there for basic expenses or so. But this is sort of me being Dave-ish, when it comes to the whole Dave Ramsey program. I've tried to stick to as close as possible. There have been times where I've fallen off, like right now. I'm hoping that January 1st rolls around, I get back on that, full force, and I just I'm able to sort of finish out the next year debt-free, including no credit card debt. But for right now, I'm at a little over 5,000 owing on this car. It's got less than 40,000 miles. It's, I'm the first owner, so hoping that by the end of this month, I should have it down to a little under 3,000, and by the end of the year, just having it completely paid off, have a paid off car that I own, 100%, and I can just, I'll have, at least for the time being, that, the car transportation problem solved, and as long as I maintain the car, and nothing, catastrophic happens to it, I won't have to be spending any money on a car. I can focus on paying off the 2 remaining student loan accounts, getting my credit cards back to zero, because I have 3 credit cards right now, and 2 of them I haven't used for several months until recently, and it was sort of a idea of okay, I'm gonna put some charges on them that are small amounts, and then I'll pay them off, get them back to zero, and so sort of the counter will reset, because I know that these credit card companies, they depends on which credit card company you're talking about, but they have sort of a time period, and after which they'll shut your account down due to inactivity, and then that'll get reflected in your credit report. Your credit score will go down, because it's hey, well, this account got closed, your amount of available credit has been significantly decreased, and if you have one credit card where you have some charges on, then the percent utilization goes up significantly, and your credit score drops, and I'm just trying to avoid that for now, at least. Of course, my idealistic plan would be that once I get to the point where, you know, all my student loans are paid off, my car's paid off, I don't have anything else, you know, then maybe, you know, fiddling up credit card debt, I pay all this off and then I close those accounts. That would be the ideal. And then I'd have, in addition to that, you know, a lot of savings, and it'd just be like me working with money and investing and building up a portfolio and creating passive income and all that kind of, you know, that sort of stuff. But for now, basically getting the car paid off by the end of the year, which looks feasible right now, especially if I'm able to do any extra hours at work. And in addition to that, paying down the credit card that I had to pull some money off of, and zeroing out the other two cards. And then starting off next year, it would be getting that first credit card zeroed out and being able to resume making significant payments down onto the two remaining student loan accounts. And I could probably get at least one of those two, the lower of them, paid off by maybe like the halfway mark of next year. And the rest of the year will be like basically paying down the remaining account. I don't know if I'm going to have that paid off by the end of the year. I, you know, was wanting to, you know, by being like 35 or 36 to be debt free. It may roll over into 2023. You know, maybe like the first few months I'll have to pay that off, but you know, we'll see how things go. You know, there. I mean, unless I get some like major income boost, like I, you know, get promoted or I get hired into some, you know, some 6-figure position as an engineer or something like that. You know, that'd be really nice. I could just like wipe all this stuff out and I wouldn't even be having to talk about, you know, a lot of this stuff anymore. But you know, that's where things stand. I'd really love to have that car paid off by the end of the year. I mean, that would be a real milestone. And I mean, it's something tangible that I would actually own. I'd be like, I had this 100%, you know. And I suppose I could factor the value of the car into my net worth. You know, it might be, I don't know how much it would be, 10,000, 12,000. I'd have to look up how much it'd be worth, but you know, it'd be a little bit of like that sort of thing. And it would almost be like, you know, similar sort of thing to paying off a mortgage, though, you know, obviously the amount will be more significant, the tangible, some people will call it an asset, some people will call it a liability, but, you know, what you gain would be way more significant. But, you know, the sort of the dynamics are, you know, kind of similar. So, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And just trying to manage to meet these goals while trying to take care of other aspects of life. So, anyways, that's it for my my journey out of debt update video. I'm gonna head back in and try and wind down, you know, and get some rest. So I'll see you folks around. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.